Knon 89.3 FM in Dallas and Fort Worth, the voice of the people.
Business owners, tell KNON's listeners about your business. You can put your business or event on KNON. KNON currently has space available to run announcements for you. Tell KNON's listeners about your goods, services, nightclub, concert, or event. Help keep the voice of the people on the air while putting your information on the air. KNON's been named the #1 radio station in Dallas by both the Dallas Observer and D Magazine. Put your business with Dallas's #1 station. Call now for more information at 214-828-9500, extension 227, or extension 233. For more information, go to knon.org and click on the Run Spots on KNON page. It's a great way for your business to support community radio while letting more people know about you.
We'd like to say good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. This is Church Information and Open Forum. I'm Marion Barnett, your host. We each and every Saturday morning from 7 to 9 a.m. right here on Knon 89.3 FM on your dial, the voice of the people. Got a lot of things going on, a lot of things to talk about this morning. We should be hearing from a couple of South Dallas businessmen that has a great venture going on. They are owners of the Two Partners Restaurant, but they have gotten some grants and put together a proposal, and it's been okayed by the city of Dallas. And these men is going to build something super big, super nice in South Dallas. So we hope to be hearing from these men this morning. But also, I'm highly concerned about this takeover of the Dallas Independent School District that's being tossed about. You know, they're sending up trial balloons on rebuilding and revamping the Dallas Independent School District. And in this, one of the things I do know, your vote will be taken away on electing a board of trustees. They will have some type of governance where they will appoint people to run this particular school district's home school district, and I wonder about this, and I never supported Mike Rollins, and he's in on this deal. I warned y'all about that. And Mike Maraff, they deny that they're seeking to specify results and supporting an effort to overhaul the school system. I wonder about this. I wonder, why would you want a school system that the people themselves who pay for the district will have little to no say-so in the running of that district? I wonder about that. What do you think about that? What do you think about this so-called overhaul, which is really basically nothing but a takeover of the Dallas Independent School District? Remember, you are talking about a very, very rich district, whether how well it performs in certain schools. It doesn't perform well in certain schools, but there are some schools who have the finest two high schools in America in the Dallas Independent School District. But still, it'll come down that if we do not have an elected board of trustees, basically the general public won't have any say-so. You, the voter, you, the taxpayer, won't have anything. And we need to get on top of this and understand this whole picture of what's going on with the Dallas Independent School District, what they hope and what their plans are. Sometimes we can ignore things too long, and by the time we decide we want to lock the gate, the horse is already gone. And we need to stay and get on top of it and stay on top of this thing, the Dallas Independent School District. We just need to make sure that your voice is heard. You need to prepare. Usually when they start something like this, they probably have been planning this for a long time. This might have been in their plans for months or for years. Now they're beginning to open and begin to send up trial balloons and talk about it and see how you feel about it. You need to nip this in the bud right now. 972-647-1893 is the number to call. 972-647-1893. What do you think about this here home rule school district? Home rule, they are calling it. That's the name they're putting on it. And what do you think about this? Do you even care if they change the school district and there will be no board and it would be running basically, from the looks of it, the mayor would probably be running the school district. Now, he don't even run the city of Dallas, but he wants to run the school district. This is a situation that's really urgent, and people need to be aware of how they're going to spend your tax dollars, how they're going to educate your children. DISD. Will this be a hostile takeover, or will they come in and walk away with it, and those who should be guardians of your finance, guardians of your city? I haven't heard any of the other school board members. I haven't heard any of the city council members, or none of the politicians have weighed in on this. I guess they're sitting back and waiting. Well, that's for you to do and follow the leads. But our politicians ought to be out front on this. Our politicians ought to be saying something about this already. Our politicians ought to be raising some type of questions and should be standing up to let the people know that what's going on. Have any politicians come by and talked about this? They come by when your church during voting time. They knock on your door and call your house during election times. But something like this, I haven't heard from any of these people. So you need to call. You need to find out. We'll all find out. I'm going to let you know. You stay tuned here. I'm going to let you know what's going on with the Dallas Independent School District. You just can't let this thing pass and not say anything. I just gotten word that Reverend Homer Reagan has passed. Reverend Homer Reagan, Eastgate Baptist Church. Just gotten word of that this morning. Reverend Homer Reagan. We're saddened, but we know that he's absent from the body and present with the Lord. So thank God for his life, and thank God for all the work that he's done here in the city of Dallas. Reverend Homer Reagan has passed. All right, 972-647-1893. 972-647-1893. Let's go to line 2 and say good morning to Esquire. All righty. Good morning, Esquire.
Good morning, Reverend Barnett. How are you?
Fine. You all right this morning?
Doing good, doing good.
Could you bring him up just a little bit? I can barely hear him. All right. Okay.
I'm doing good. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you better now. Okay.
Yeah, I've been kind of scanning on this subject. You know, I never thought we'd be back in DISD, but we are.
But you are. Mm-hmm.
I don't have any children or grandchildren in the district, but
they're just as precious as your children.
Right. I look at all these kids when they started this busing. My goodness, little girl going on the bus couldn't even see her head. It's ridiculous. Yeah. But here's what I'm concerned about. You don't think it'll turn into be a street problem, do you?
Well, I don't know. But why would the people want to turn their power over to a group of people that they would become powerless? Well, they tell me the people that's going to run the district will be appointed by a certain group. Who are these people?
Well, do we have another, in some of the state that has something similar to this?
I'm not sure.
I think I don't know where I've heard it from, but
was it a city?
It was a city, yes.
Comfortable to the size of Dallas?
Yeah, a large city as far as I remember now. I don't want to start anything.
Well, no, I'll check. But I'm going to research this. I'm on top of this.
Well, I think it's a way to get some more money, Reverend Barnett.
Oh, yeah. You know it's about money, everything. Just follow the money trail. That's all to that. It's about money. You know, it's not about the kids, because the people that are proposing these things, they don't have any children in DISD.
Yeah, this is unaccountable to me. That's what I'm looking at.
Yes.
It's a way to get some extra money, build up what they want to build up. And look, they've been talking about this building downtown. I'm not familiar with where it is, you know, for the headquarters, I believe.
Or it's a new building?
I don't think it's new.
But they're going to move it from 3,700 walls?
That's from what I understood. I don't know where I read it or heard it, but it's some building that's downtown and like 10 stories or something like that. They're going to remodel it and redo it and make the district office. So they have something up their sleeve. I don't know what it is.
Well, you know, they probably get a bigger building where it's harder to get to those scoundrels when they start messing up things.
Yeah, I know that's right.
And that's all I can see in this whole thing is, but why would you want the mayor? From the looks of it, that's who would basically be calling the shots.
That's right.
In this whole thing, and he's not even a strong mayor. He's not even a strong mayor.
He thinks he is.
No, he has. He doesn't have the power. The city charter say he can't be a strong mayor. So how you can't even run the city? How are you going to run the school district?
Well, you know his business background.
Well, here's the thing about it: those general superintendents that are chosen supposed to have good business backgrounds,
That's right.
along
That's
with
right.
education. He might have a business background, but if he's not extremely knowledgeable in education, there could be some real problems with that whole thing.
Well, look at the superintendent problem.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
See? You're riding right into the same issue.
But you take a guy out of a little town in Colorado, where is Colorado Springs, or somewhere like that.
Military background.
Yes, and Colorado Springs not big as South Dallas. Now, how in the world are you going to run? The last two superintendents they had were ridiculous choices. Let's be honest about the whole thing. The other guy come from a little school outside of Houston. And, you know, we need some big city men to run the school district that have been superintendents, worked a long time in a large district like Dallas. Well, a large, diversified district is African American, it's Hispanics, and we got all of these groups, and we need some people that are aware.
Yes.
Yeah, of what's going on.
Well, anyway, I'm going to keep up with it. I'm going to keep reading about it anyway.
Okay, then.
And keep listening to you.
All right. We're going to get on top of it and stay on top of it.
Okay, well, thank you. Have a good day.
All right, thank you.
Bye-bye.
972-647-1893 is the number to call. 972-647-1893. Let's go to line 4 and say good morning to Vince. Ready?
Good morning.
Good morning, Vince.
All right. Always a pleasure to listen. Just wanted to kind of chime in on this whole school or home charter authority, if I'm phrasing it right.
That's what they're saying. It might be something else come tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know.
Who knows? You never know with this district, but I don't know all the intricate details and the ins and outs of this project, but just looking at the overview, what I can say is it looks like they found a loophole in the system. It looks like they found a creative way to oust the current regime. So while we should be skeptical, I think what the community needs to do is kind of, wait for a moment, sit tight, and when it comes time for them to select members of this investigative board or whatever they call this interim board that they use to establish the charter, ensure that we have knowledgeable people on that board who can make the right decisions in the interest of the city. That will be the key.
Well, I think you're letting the horse out of the gate by doing that. See, once these things really get rolling and they'll get the press and everybody on their side and people change people's mind and be so charming and loving, they throw a lot of big affairs around the whole deal, they will charm people into working against themselves. You got to know Dallas. You got to know this city. You got
politics.
You got to know what they will do. Sometimes you have to stop them before they get started. And see, don't ever think that this haven't been in the plans for. They just didn't think of this day before yesterday. Oh no, this has been in the works for a while. This is the way they operate. It could have been 2 years ago. I don't know. But it's been in the works. And do you really think they have education at the forefront? what they're doing?
No, I don't. No, I don't.
Let's
I mean,
be for real.
there's money in this somewhere, but somehow we need people. You're right. We need people at the forefront of this issue, of this whole project, and we need people. We need to identify people ourselves who can, position themselves within this movement.
Well, if they can, they should be doing it without us even having to call on them, because for the simple fact, if they are elected officials, appointed, anointed, or whatever, and have knowledge of the district, they need to be coming out and speaking out and getting together now. Let's find out what's really, truly going on. Let's search this thing out. Let's put our committee together to make sure that whatever they're doing, we're going to expose it, whether it be bad or if it's the greatest plan on earth, which I doubt. We need to be there on top of this situation. Quit just sitting back and waiting until they get rolling and they start rolling downhill. It's hard to stop once they get to rolling now. They're hard to stop.
Yeah.
So now is the time to jump on it.
Yeah, and that begins with educating ourselves with as to the law behind this. And I know I need to do that myself and read up on it so I know exactly what I'm talking about when I'm having conversations like this. But before we can position people, to defend or otherwise, we need others to educate themselves and know what this whole project, this movement is about.
And see, they recruiting folks right now. I know how to operate. They're recruiting folks right now to look like us. Now y'all need to speak up. Y'all need to say, this is how they do it. And they go give them a few dollars, and they'll come out and say this is the greatest thing since sliced bread and all of this, when they really don't know and many times don't care. So all of this needs to be exposed. I myself, I'll admit, I'm kind of feeling in the dark, but I think I'm getting close to the light switch on this thing. And believe me, I'm going to find it and find out what's going on. All right.
Indeed.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. 972-647-1893. Let's bring on Reverend Wright. It's break time. All right. Y'all just hang on the line. Those of you hanging on the line, we'll be right back. All right, we're back on Church Information Open Forum. I'm Marion Barnett, your host. You can call us at 972-647-1893. We're talking about this group that calls itself Support Our Public Schools. All right. It says the law allowing home rule districts was passed in 1995 and has never been used before. It was passed only for the state of Texas. Only for the state of Texas, and no school district has ever used this. This will be the first time. Now, this guy, Mike Maraff, he's a trustee for DISD. He's sitting in trust in DISD and trying to destroy the independent school district. Independent school district. People. Something smells here. Something surely smells. All right, let's go to line 3 and say good morning to Reverend Wright. All righty. Good morning, preacher.
Good morning, Pastor. How you doing this morning?
Fine. You doing all right?
Yes, sir. Great show as usual.
All righty.
I'm going to take over what this is. Carla Ranger is leaving that board, and Pastor, at some point, we got to start holding the people that look like us accountable for some of the things that they're trying to allow to be done. And the mayor shouldn't have, like you made a very valid point, the mayor shouldn't have anything to do with what's going on at school. But here's the thing. They just tried to pass a law that said certain people can't speak at city council, and for people that look like us. And I'm talking about my brother, and I'm talking about Chanel Atkins and all of them. The same people voted you in office, now you're going to try to tell them that they can't be a voice when it comes to being in city council.
Yeah, well, they're trying to limit it, once a month? Or what is it? They already limit you to 3 minutes. Okay, I can go along with that. But they say you can't come back in a month?
You can't come back in a month. And they're saying that reason why they're doing that because there are some people that's coming every month that's tying them up and they take care of city business. What city business you can't take care of? We went to a Black History program that Dwayne put on not too long ago, and it should have been a forum for racism, but it wasn't a forum. It was a city council meeting because everybody got up there, only had 2 minutes. We never discussed anything that was said, and I think James Bell accidentally said the White Citizens Council and Mike Rollins. I had to leave, but they said the mayor jumped up and jumped all over him, and not one black person said a word that was set up on that bill. Juanita Wallace said she did, but they were looking for Dwayne to say something. He never said a word. And this is not a White Citizens Council. Why hasn't there been any blacks on that council?
Man, and wow, we're in bad shape right now when it comes to elected officials. We're in bad shape. They're not standing up for anything.
And that's not helping us. That's hurting us. I mean, you tell people all the time, silence helps the oppressor. And
that's right.
And we keep telling people that, and nobody, we don't say a word. You made a very valid point. They're trying to pull in our little people that are elected officials and say, yeah, you need to go along with this, and everybody's keeping it down. Like you said, by the time we start doing something, we'll do something else. The horse will already be out the gate.
Oh, yeah. And running wide open. Oh, man. This is something we have got to get on talking about. Let's meet Monday morning. And I'd say let's meet about 10 o'clock Monday morning. I'll be there in the office at 10 o'clock Monday morning, and we need to get our heads together on this. Yes, I'll let the public know. We're not going to take this. No. They got a fight on their hand now.
And we need to make sure that they realize that they've got to fight. I also want to give you a quick update. I know you got to go. In March, we'll be going to the trial this month in Rockwall, and I'll give you an update on that.
Okay.
Trial here this morning. And we're still waiting on the results down in Jasper, Texas, about when are they going to start holding somebody accountable for the death of Alfred Wright, who we now realize, and we were told, that the niece of the sheriff, the daughter of the sheriff, was in some kind of relationship with him as well.
Well, it's a national story now. We're going to have to keep pushing that. It's becoming a national story. And just like Trayvon Martin, the only way it became a national story, see, the press tried to ignore that, was Black Talk Radio all over the country. We kept talking about it, and it became a national story. We're going to make this a national story. So we're going to have to keep mentioning this, keep this on people's minds.
Absolutely. All right. See you Monday.
All righty. See you Monday. All right. 972-647-1893. 972-647-1893 is the number to call. Let's say good morning to Tony. All righty. Good morning, Tony.
How you doing?
Fine. How are you doing this morning, Tony?
I'm all right.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go to DSD. It is amazing to me that Mike, the guy sitting on the DSD board, has suggested this. Now, if you look who gave him campaign money, it's about North Highland Park University Park.
Right. This is about money, and it's not about educating our children.
They have like a little, what do we call it, a profit, whatever they put their money to dictate what happened in Dallas.
Yeah.
Number two, Mike Rollins is going to run for mayor again. I'm not an advocate for Dwayne Caraway, but guess what, Dwayne? This is your end. This is your end right here because Mike has chosen sides here.
Mm-hmm. And
since he's done that, and you're trying to be mayor of Dallas, this is your way in with the mayor. Given that, I did see a meeting that happened downtown Dallas about race relations, and Rollins tried to chastise the brother who said White Citizens Council. So,
Well, this man owns a newspaper. This man is a highly respected attorney in this town. His wife comes from, her father was a great civil rights lawyer. Not that this puts him above any other person who want to speak, but I'm just saying that this man would know what he's talking about. He would know what he's talking about. He's been on the inside for years. And I'm very upset about it, and I'll probably call him Monday and ask him to come meet with us. And We got to put a stop to it. It's time for us to start standing up and acting like men and women, like we are supposed to act like God created us. Now, I'm very upset over this.
Well, Reverend, my thing about that is that, you know, they found this loophole they wanted to try out. And the reality is that the whites who are $10 now won't be attending if they go to charter school, because most whites don't put their kids in the charter school system.
Well, yes, and then there'll be a lot of well-to-do whites who are not going to stop paying for private schools and go send them to these free charter schools who are basically private, because remember, they can accept and reject whoever they want. So there'll be a private charter school. So, you know, we have to understand what's really going on. And guess who's going to get left out in the cold? Who you believe? Oh, is he gone? All right. 972-647-1893. Bring on line 2. Mm-hmm. Okay. All righty. Bring on line number. Bring me on line 2. All right. All righty. Well, line 4. Mm-hmm.
Greg?
All right. We'll be coming up. We're having some problems. Greg's on 4. Yeah, we got one person trying to run this whole thing. Good morning, Greg.
Yes, Marion Barnett. Let us not forget that city council meeting used to occur in the evening. They even changed that so that the average citizen, they moved it up in the day so that the average citizen
can't even come down. Yeah.
Can't even come down. All of this has been to limit the activity, limit the activism of the citizens in city government. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm not for or against Dwayne Caraway, but I must bring up the fact that Dwayne is the one. You remember before, they could not take campaign contributions on an issue 30 days out. 30 days before, 30 days out. Dwayne was the one that slid it when he was interim, slid that in on the consent agenda. Well, they can take it the day of.
Mm-hmm.
So all of these folks are in bed together, and there is a conference coming here on race. I think a mayor's conference coming here, and the mayor's trying to clean all of that stuff up, but he really does not want to have a discussion about race. He just wants to get over there and placate, whitewash the issue real quick. Right. Make it seem once that conference gets here that he's actively trying to do something.
In other words, he want to change the image, but he don't want to change the character of this city.
Right. This is the payday loan man. This is the man that brought that to town.
Yeah, he brought the game to town.
He brought that game to town.
Well, but do you remember during the election, I kept telling people, hey, watch out. Anybody that would bring a payday loan company to rip you off, if now wants to be your mayor, I couldn't support him. Everybody was going with him but me.
Right.
I wouldn't go with him. No.
But see, this is the fellow that brought Mike Miles to town.
Yeah.
Now,
look what we got down at DISD.
What they want to do, we are voluntarily walking right back into separate but equal. Yeah. Right now, if you live in Highland Park...
No, I don't even think they're going to say equal on it, just separate now. They used to say separate but equal. I think they know it's not going to be equal, so I don't even think equal will be a part of it, just separate now.
But they're convincing you you won't. Yeah. Right now, if you live in Highland Park District, there's nothing they can do to keep you from going to that school. Mm-hmm. But if you go to the charter system, you can live across the street from the school, and they
can shut the door in your face.
They can shut the door in your face and still using your tax money.
That's right.
This is not.
Are these modern day George Wallaces and H. Ross Burnett's and Bilbo's?
All they've done is revamp the program, repackaged it, and they're showing you where it's good for you. They have repackaged all of the government cheese, all that stuff, and they're going to tell you it's both delicious and nutritious, and we sitting back saying, yeah. Mm-hmm. But no, it's the same old thing all over again. They just laying, this time they're not forcing you in the change. They laying them out and telling you how good you look in them.
All right. I thank you, Greg. Thank you for your call. I hear you right before 9 o'clock. All right?
All right.
Okay. 972-647-1893. 972-647-1893. Let's go to Jim on line 1. All righty. Good morning, Jim.
Good morning, Reverend Barnett.
Fine. How are you this morning?
Oh, I'm blessed this morning, Reverend Barnett. I just want to speak on the subject that you talking on this morning.
Yes,
Just
go right
like
ahead.
the work is already in progress.
Oh, yeah.
Work is being done right now behind the scenes. I just want to say to those city council members that we have down there, 14-1 was supposed to give us a chance.
Right.
Hey, but 14-1 has been sold down the drain. Atkins, Dwayne Caraway. Dwayne Caraway spoke to us like we were a dog last month in February at the February 12th meeting. He was accused of being like George Wallace, standing in the door of education. And me from Mississippi, under the whip of Ross Barnett and George Wallace, greatly offended me. And I can no longer support.
Wait a minute now. Were y'all down at the city council when Dwayne talked to y'all that way?
Yes, sir. At the city councilman, you know, if you do after you do your 3 minutes, they blast you. Your hands are really tired.
You can't come back and rebut what they're saying.
No, you cannot. You can't rebut them. And it really did piss me off.
Now, I really wish you had a call right then and there. See, we get together and we go back down there. And see, I don't mind calling any of them out. I'll call any of them, any of these politicians, I'll call them out. Yes, 14-1 was supposed, we worked hard to get 14-1.
14-1 is gone. They did a back room.
Yeah. No, you had the district out in Oak Cliff where Dwayne was running for the district. But what's the guy's name? They ran for mayor. Oh, I'm trying to think his name. He won it, and then he changed the demographic lines of the district. But you had other black politicians helped him to defeat Dwayne in that. We'll tell the whole truth about John Wiley Price. He helped him to defeat Dwayne. Yeah. So let's tell the whole story about that particular district that we lost. See, we should have 5 representatives down there. Today, we don't have any. So it's sad. It's sad. We got some black faces sitting up there. But what are they doing?
I'm in Tennille Atkins district.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Blackburn's district.
No.
They sold us down the drain for this Texas Can Academy. It came into our neighborhood.
I warned y'all about this. The man worked for Texas Can.
Yes, he does.
And it was nothing he could do about that because he'd been cutting his his bread off by opposing what was coming down with that Texas Can Academy. And I warned y'all about that. I keep warning y'all about these people. They're there. They're picked by the power structure in this town. Y'all complained about the preachers over the years, S.M. Wright and all the other preachers. Y'all complained about they taking money and sitting you down. Ain't having any. There's nothing changed. It's even worse now than it used to be.
Yes, sir, it is. It really is. I grew up in this city.
All right.
I went to school in this city.
Right.
I knew the old boy system from 63 on up. And when 14-1 came in, I was expecting a change. So when it came down to your neighborhood, your representative, representing you, not what they want, the will of the people, what we want.
All right.
But they went on, and it wasn't about education, it was about location.
All right. That's what it's all about.
We didn't want that school because you got 14 years old going with school with 20 years old. So that mix just don't mix, especially in a small neighborhood such as it is in Altamesa.
Yeah.
Especially where the average age is 70 years old. So it wasn't we were against education, we were against the location that they was putting in. And Blackburn and Tennille Atkins and Dwayne Caraway, both, all of them, Barcel here too, sold us down the tube in the backroom deal.
All right. I thank you for your call.
Now about this Democratic Party, and who I vote for.
All right. All right, thank you. All right, here's the line, 972-647-1893. I'm up against a short break. You can call me at 972-647-1893. I'll be right back. All right, we're back on Church Information and Open Forum. I'm Marion Barnett, your host. Liv is producing, and you can reach me at 972-647-1893. 972-647-1893. Let's go to line 2 and say good morning to Ike. All righty. Good morning, Ike.
Good morning, Reverend Barnett.
Fine. How are you this morning?
Doing great. You got a good topic this morning about this educational thing. I read about some of it in the paper, which it is a bad deal. But I was listening to Reverend Wright them talk about that forum they had on race downtown a couple of Saturdays ago, and I was there. And I sit through the whole thing from the beginning to the end, and it was humiliating the way they make a lot of talk to the black man that on the newspaper about making the statement. And the man explained why he said what he said, and he wasn't. He just said that's what they always have called it.
Did he talk condescending to this man?
He said that the man insulted the white folks with what he said. In other words, he was saying.
In other words, you were down there not to tell the truth, just make sure you tip around the white folks.
Well, I was down there, and Reverend Wright was down there, and they never would talk about race. The people they had on the panel, they all want to talk about the economical differences. Talk about the money coming into the black area, not the racism. I tried to put on the table about the criminal justice system, how our young men are not getting fair trials, coming through Dallas, and they go down into these courts, they don't have money to, support their case, or they get court-appointed lawyers or public defenders. They don't want to talk about none of that. They want to talk about Two Partners Barbecue, Rudy's Chicken, the new Walmart, like they really giving us something, which they not. And one thing that I think I explained to somebody, I was very upset because the first person to even get up to speak. Now, he didn't say nothing about it, but me and a friend of mine, we noticed it. The first person to get up to speak on the open mic was a black man, and he was held back while they let a white man speak, and he came second. Well, the guy didn't want to say nothing about it, so it's probably not my right to say nothing about it, but, at least the man was bold enough to be the first one to get up, and Dwayne Caraway asked him to step aside and let a white man speak first, which was Richard Sherman, which it ticked me off. It offended me, but it might have not offended the person who was the first.
I investigated that, and I asked the person that you told me who it was. He said that he and Dwayne had gotten together that he would speak second. Not that he was agreeing with anything that was coming down there, but this guy was running for office or something. He was out of his district and all of this, and they said, let him come down and then they'll start the forum with him. I investigated and found that part out. But at the same time, anytime they have these forums, watch who they put on the panels. That will always indicate to you which way that forum is going by who they put on the panels. Always watch that. Watch that closely. And if you don't see certain people, if you don't see people that that's going to speak out and tell you the truth and bring up the real issues, it's not about nothing. Just a dog and pony show.
Well, that's all it was.
So you have a mass conference on racism coming to Dallas. I think when is that, June? It's sometime this year, and your mayor is trying to make it look good, so he's trying to, put on some dog and pony shows to say that he's been addressing racism in Dallas. Don't fall for the okie doke. We're in bigger trouble now than we've been in the last 40 years.
All
righty then. Thank you.
Take care.
That clears the line. 972-647-1893. 972-647-1893. Let's go to line 3 and say good morning to Billy. All righty. Good morning, Billy.
How you doing, sir?
Fine. How are you?
I'm good. I just wanted to share with your listeners that this is another form of that one world order that they're trying to set up. They couldn't get it the other way, so they're trying to go through the biggest districts. And they started in the most racist state in the United States, which is Texas. And if they can get it to work in Dallas, then they're going to move to Houston and then San Antonio. They're going to the big cities in the state of Texas to try to get this thing working. And they're going to try to get all the African Americans and Hispanics who will speak up and tell the truth. They're going to try to get them out the way so they can put their hand-picked heads in there to try to snow people. So people better be careful now, because this is a setup.
Well, you're so right, Billy. I agree with you. This is a setup. Anybody with their eyes half open, or third open, or quarter open can see this. But what they're banking on is black people not really standing up, or Hispanics not standing up. And see, they don't care about it. White people don't care because their kids aren't in the district. The only ones they have in the district, they're in our finest schools that we have, such as Townview. And if they're here, some of them in some maybe extremely exclusive private charter school. And they don't care what happened with the public schools here. But those who will use the public schools and depend on the public schools, you better wake up if you want your child to get an education, because all they have to do is bar them out of this particular school. Let them get expelled from there. Where are they going to school? Where are they going to go to school? And will they have the best teachers? Will they have the best of equipment? It's a lot of questions unanswered about this whole thing. This whole situation. Who will be running this school? Who they're going to set up a board? Who will be sitting on that board? Anybody that think like you or I doubt it. Anybody that's going to look out for what's really happening to our children? I doubt it. But they want to set up a board that's going to watch and make sure they keep a handle on that money and keep that money coming. That's all they're concerned about.
Yes, but this didn't start in Dallas. It started in Austin. This is set up out of Austin.
Well, it was passed in Austin because that's what the state capital is. But it might have started in Dallas, and they went down and petitioned the legislature to pass this particular law. I don't know where it started, but we know it's going on right now, and no other district, nowhere on planet Earth have ever tried this. Now they want to pull this off in Dallas. And they figure if you can pull it off in Dallas, you're right. The other city's going to fall like dominoes.
Yeah, yeah. I just wanted to bring that here to your attention because, see, this is a setup, and it's set up to demean. But what it's going to do is it's going to backfire on them if they try to get it set up, because it's going to hurt them too.
Yeah.
And those people said on that deal.
They don't care about hurting anything as long as it don't hurt their pocketbooks. Their wallets. They don't care.
The Anglos better speak out too, because it's gonna hurt their kids also.
Right.
See, if you ain't got $1,000 to go to them $1,000 dinner place, they don't care about you. I don't care what color you are.
Yeah.
They don't care about you. And then them token Negroes that they put up there, they up there to speak out and try to convince us that this is the way we ought to go. And then as soon as that man, Muhammad Ali, said something that we should never forget. If I turn my back on my own and Anglo kick me to the curb, where do I go?
Right. Okay. All right. I thank you. Thank you for your call and comment. That clears the line, 972-647-1893, 972-647-1893. Let's get Gerald on line 4. All righty. Good morning, Gerald.
Good morning, brother.
Fine, how are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. Yeah, this thing here, that got mentioned about the New World Order, and it's for real. And the thing about it is, the people that had the power to distill things and govern things, they look at us older folks that we trying to save the younger folks, in that the younger folks, as long as they can finagle them and keep them from focusing on the main issue for their future, guess what? It don't really matter what us, as to say, the pioneer have done for them, because all they know that, hey, just keep them with earphones in the ears, keep them confused at home, and what's going on is confused about the things in the household. They ain't gonna worry about how the political aspects is being run.
Gerald, you're so right. I hate to admit it, but you are so right. Here's what's happening also. You got a lot of young parents well, let me tell the truth. Got a lot of young mothers with kids in the DISD. They are not concerned. They haven't matured enough. They don't know enough how to fight this beast. So what happened is,
they don't want to fight. They want to stay in.
They haven't matured to that point. Everybody doesn't mature at the same rate.
Well, Brother Munn, there's one saying that I always kind of detest of hearing, and that is experience is the best teacher. No, common sense is the best teacher.
Well,
you ain't got to stick your hand on the fire to know it's going to burn you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And so if you're not educated, you go on and self-educate yourself. One thing is certain too for sure, and you can take this to the bank if however you want it. A person that likes to be a person that have the power to discern or to distribute education to the people, that person don't want you too much to have gainful knowledge of things, because if you got more knowledge of another person, intelligence, you can almost persuade them to influence them to go your way. Ain't nothing too much to change from history. You got to remember, education wasn't a priority for the blacks. How long ago? And it ain't too much to change. So
but now let's be for real. The group that came through the school systems during the 50s and 60s, we were pushed hard to stay in school and get a good education. You had commercials running all on national TV, local radio stations, everything else. And we graduated. We were probably the highest graduating group to ever come through public school systems in America. And we got good education. We left all black schools and went to white universities, and sometimes made better grades in those white universities we made in those black schools.
Yeah, exactly. Not only
because we were pushed hard. Most of us had parents that were mature.
Yep.
You see, my parents was well over 30 years old when I was born. Okay, we had a lot of that then. Today, the parent of that child might not be but 14.
Yep.
You know, when the child was born. So that'll put them in their 20s when they in the, second, third, fourth grade, fifth grade. Your brain don't even mature till you're 25 years old. Did you know that? The front of your brain is not mature until you're 25. Then you begin to see things, but then you still got to decipher all of this knowledge and put it together on how to move forward for most people. And many times these people are not many times they're high school graduate, dropouts, middle school dropouts, in some cases, even elementary dropouts. When you got a system like that, the powers that be, all they want is their children. Yep. They don't want to educate them. They want them because each little child is so many thousands of dollars a year in their pockets. You don't have to learn anything or not. Just keep them coming. Keep them coming. Keep them unknowledgeable of what's going on. And this is how these institutions have. Yes, these groups that set us up like that, and they're thriving. They're moving forward, doing things that ought to be detestable. But now those of us who know better, who live through this, who have been blessed with an education, we're sitting back and doing nothing too. We need to be outspoken. You need to be outspoken like James Belt was down there at City Hall. We need to be outspoken and need to stand up. If they don't want to move, we'll move them. We need to vote. We need to make sure we get rid of these sorry rascals we got in office now, because ain't hardly none of them any good.
You know, Brother Barnett, I'm on social media, that Facebook. I'm on it every day. Get out and vote, go vote and whatnot. You know, and that social media is a powerful tool. We learned that when Clinton got in office. We learned Bush tried to use it, but President Obama definitely used it. And it goes to show we got to remind people, especially our people, because, you know, with the black culture, it's seen that we forget soon as things and we done gained they're trying to acquire.
Yeah, but we're losing it fast. Let me try to get one more call in before we go to break. Let me try to get another one.
Take my call, y'all. Have a good day.
All right, thank you. Let's go to Jay on line 1. All righty. All right, Jay.
Yes, I'm here.
We'll go right ahead.
Okay. I just want to, make a very quick statement. I heard a few months ago where Texas was bringing in, they was trying to replace the books with the new technology of most of the students in some universities and possibly high schools using iPads and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, just coming from an industry in IT and technology,
mm-hmm.
that right there is a very bad thing, because what happens is sometimes when you're signing out for this type of equipment,
mm-hmm.
they have like some, let's say, very small text on there where you really don't pay any attention to. And what they do is they can basically assess whether you are African American, Hispanic, white, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They can keep up with your study habits. And when they do that, they adjust. They have a system to where they see what your study habits are,
mm-hmm.
and they can adjust, to your study habits. They can actually slow you down in your education. And a lot of people don't know that.
Mm-hmm.
They are actually keeping up with how African Americans study, Hispanic study, and they need to slow that down.
Mm-hmm.
They will.
And they know what you're really researching. They know really what's obviously you're interested in the subject matter and the depths you go into it.
Exactly, and they can slow you down in certain areas and point you into another career, basically, to keep you out of the career that you need to be in. I don't know if you ever heard of...
I tell you what, we're up against a break. I tell you what, Jay, would you hang on? We're going to switch over to the second hour, but would you hang on? We want to keep you on. And those who want to join us, call us at 972-647-1893, and we're going to go to another subject in about the next 10 minutes, but we want to finish this, and just call us at 972-647-1893 if you have a comment on this subject. We'll be right back. All right, we're here on Church Information on Open Forum, hour number 2. You can join us at 972-647-1893, 972-647-1893. One thing I've noticed, Neil, about this first hour, did we have any females to call?
Not one. No.
It's hard to believe women. You're the ones who are going to send these kids to these schools or whatever. They will be more affected by this than anybody.
It is surprising. Normally, when we have shows about kids, we get a lot of women callers.
Women.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So.
But all the callers have been men.
Yep.
And they were mature-sounding men, older-sounding men,
right.
Which is good. I like that. But I would have thought mothers would have been
and now you're gonna
very
get
concerned.
All phone calls from moms.
Well, thank God. I hope so. All right, let's go bring Jay back on.
Okay.
All right. Mm-hmm. All righty. Jay, are you still there?
Yes, I'm here, Reverend Barnett.
Go right ahead, Jay. Let's see, where were we with you were saying? Go right ahead.
The technology, basically, that they're using, they can actually adjust and persuade people, students, young people to go in a certain direction that they really don't need to go in. Let's say, for instance, if they have an iPad or something, and that's where they get all the books, they study, whatever. When they turn that iPad or that tablet on, they know when they turn it on.
Mm-hmm.
When they close it up, they can tell what subject they're studying, how long they're studying in that subject.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say if you're weak in math, okay, they may adjust it in their own little secretive manner.
They're going to jot that down.
Okay, exactly. And then give them something else to study. Oh, they study over here, and let's say for something that really won't help them in the technology field. They can push them.
Do they have the power to remove certain information if they know you're studying in a certain area? You think they could remove certain information that you would never be able to study?
Of course, because that's just part of the technology. See, when you sign away for these books, everything you have to sign away these tablets and iPads.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not reading the small print, just like anything else, if you sign up for a credit card, they say, okay, we can sell this to a third party or whatever, check this box. If you don't pay that any attention, okay, they can take all that information and use it towards research, because that could be down in that small print. It's an electronic way of trying to dumb students down again. Now, I don't know if you've ever heard it was the 8th grade examination in a Bullitt County schools. It was given in 1912 to a 8th grade student. This student, he scored off the charts. And at that point, what they were saying is, well, wow, you know, these American kids, their intelligence is very high. So therefore, at a certain point, they have to dumb the American kids down, because they had to have certain relations with other countries to bring other people in, because you had to have a certain trade there, okay? So what they did is they started using they started dumbing the students down in underserved neighborhoods, like African-American neighborhoods and ghettos. They started dumbing them down because at 8th grade level, they have those tests that they used back then in 1912. What they said is the people that have these PhDs, masters, and bachelors, they're really not as smart and sharp as they think they are. They have been dumbed totally down. If you were to take the world globe and you were to tell someone today to point out Iraq or a small country, they wouldn't be able to do it. They can see the United States and Canada. They'll be able to point those out. And a lot of people don't even know where the states are actually located right beside each other. They ask questions that they would not be able to answer these days. But what they're doing is they are going to try to dumb the students down even more using that electronic device. Anytime they start giving you something electronic, they're monitoring.
Are you going to join with us in this fight to put a stop to this thing that's going on with DISD?
Oh, sure. I mean,
all right, just keep listening. I'm going to put out the call to everybody.
Okay.
I'm going to put out the call to put a stop to this. But I thank you for your call and comment. All right, 972-647-1893 is the number to call. 972-647-1893. Let's go to anonymous female on line 2. All righty. Good morning. You're on Knon. Hello? I guess she's so anonymous, she skipped out. All right. Who is this? Daniel on line 3? Oh, the media. Okay. All right. Is that? All right. Go right here and bring on. Okay.
Hi. Good morning, Reverend Barnett. How are you?
Fine. How are you?
I'm excellent. I was calling in to remind everyone about the healthcare initiative that's being held today at Paul Quinn from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. It is an opportunity for everyone to get signed up for health care who have not done so already. And I wanted to go over some of the things that they would need to bring. This is a wonderful opportunity to learn about the health care initiative and actually find out what type of plans there are, the cost of the plans, and how easy it is to get enrolled.
Okay.
And so...
Is this President Obama's plan?
Exactly.
Okay, all right.
This is the plan. And Dallas County happens to be the #1 county with the most people without health care, and that means African Americans in our community. We need to get out, get signed up for health care, because it's very important, and people don't understand how important it is for them to get signed up. One of the #1 causes of bankruptcy is when people do not have health care. They get sick, and then they have all these medical bills, and you could be paying a very small amount, under $100 in most cases, each month to have a very, very well health care plan. So, again, I wanted to go over some of the things that they would need. Again, it's at Paul Quinn, and that is at 3837 Simpson Stewart Road, Dallas, 75241, and I'll give that address again before we hang up. But, again, it's very simple. They need their birth certificate or U.S. passport, a photo ID, valid driver's license, state ID, a military card will do, Social Security card, proof of income, and if you already have some employer insurance, you can bring that information in if they're going to stop giving you or offering you that particular insurance.
Mm-hmm.
But again, it's from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m., so you have plenty of time to get out there and bring your elderly parents.
What building will it be in out at Paul Quinn?
That will be in the student activity building. It's
the student activity sub.
Yes,
yeah, okay.
Yes, sir. It's very centralized and very easy to locate, and you'll see signs and people out there. And the process only takes about 45 minutes to an hour, if that. But they have, again, people out there to do everything from A to Z for you. So I really encourage people to get out there and get signed up.
And that's 10 o'clock this morning.
This morning until 2 p.m. this afternoon.
All righty. Okay. They can go out to Paul Quinn, Old Bishop College, and go out there and see about getting some health care, because if you don't have your health, you don't have anything.
You don't have anything. You don't have anything. And that's one of the things people use to keep the African-American community down is lack of health care, and people need to realize that and how important it is. Now, the deadline to sign up for health care is March 31st.
Okay.
So we are getting close to that
very
date.
close.
Very close.
Be here before you know it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And also, if you're not able to get out there today, I wanted to give a number to call. It's 1-800-318-2596. Now, that is the healthcare.gov number.
Would you give it again, please?
Yes, sir. That is 800-318-2596.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So if they can't make it out there for some reason today, that number they can call and get information before the 31st. But if you can get out there, it's a great opportunity to get signed up.
Okay, then. Thank you for that information.
Thank you, sir. You guys have a blessed day.
All right, you do the same.
Bye-bye.
All right, take the line, 972-647-1893. 972-647-1893. Let's see if Anonymous Female will come on this time. All righty? Anonymous Female.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, loud and clear.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I'm calling because I can attest to what the gentleman was saying about technology.
Mm-hmm.
Generally, when you go online and you're doing researches and you find whatever site you're looking for, you always have things on the site to distract you, which that's easy for kids to be distracted. But another thing is I went to take some college courses across town over in Farmers Branch.
Okay.
And I live in the East Dallas area.
Mm-hmm.
I found and didn't know that the access at the college, Eastfield, was very limited online. Also, the library was limited. So they limit your access to certain...
Eastfield College?
Yes. They have you limited in certain areas of town where you cannot access certain things online, even if it's educational. Okay. Another thing, too, is you talked earlier about a forum that's coming on racism.
Mm-hmm.
On any job that you go on, if you have any problems, they tell you to document. Somebody needs to begin to document what is happening in this city. In August, I began to ride the bus. You would be surprised at the young people that aren't living in homes, aren't living in apartments. They're living in motels. Many of them cannot.
The children are living in motels. They're living with their parents.
In motels. And when you ride the bus, sometimes the whole bus is African American. Another thing too is many of the people cannot access their IDs because you have to come up with so many documents now, matching documents. And if these people don't even have a place to stay, they don't have all these things.
No.
Another thing too is surcharges. So many people are charged with surcharges, and they can multiply these surcharges. That keeps the people from getting IDs. So you have a great disparity. I don't ever.
How can you have ID if you don't have a permanent mailing address?
Well, at the same time, even if they do, it's difficult because they're trying to pay out half of their income to surcharges and things like this. Another thing too is I hardly ever ride the bus. I hardly ever have a day that I ride the bus that the people are not begging for just at least the bus pass. That doesn't even include food. If you have food, you can give them food too. But this is the problem. You know, and this is, and I'm going to tell you, the majority of the people begging are young African American men and middle-aged men.
Isn't that sad? Oh my God! We come to a point where they can't get employed.
This stuff needs to be. Somebody needs to get out there, know what's going on in the streets. You know, I was driving a car. I was oblivious. I passed people, and I had no clue, no idea, because I had work. But it's the truth. I mean, it's a great disparity in this city. Mm-hmm. You see it all over the city.
No, it's not in just one area. It's everywhere now. It's a sad situation.
So somebody, you know, when you talk about, you need to address when you talk even school. Some of these young people, they living in motels with their children, whole families. They get up, they get their kids, maybe ride a bus to get their kids to school, and they have everything that they own in their hands.
You know, a guy asked me for some money yesterday, and I gave it to him. He said he was going to get him a sandwich. I gave him the money, and guess what he did? He went and got the sandwich. It used to be a time they would ask you for money, and they duck around the building, they go into the crack house. But I began to just give them money and watch them go and come out with something to eat. Some of them, many of them are sincere now.
It used to be that DART had a problem keeping your bus stops clean, mm-hmm. because people would have excess food and throw it away from fast food places and all this. Even the birds don't have food that people used to throw away.
Oh, have mercy. All right, then. I thank you for your call. Thank you for the information. All righty?
Uh-huh.
All right, 972-647-1893 is the number to call. 972-647-1893. Let's say good morning to James on line 1. All righty? Good morning, James.
Yes, sir. Good morning, Reverend Barnett. Also from Mr. Isaac Wynn. He always finishes with when we talk.
All right, good. Say good morning to Isaac. All righty.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
We're still working down here, but you mentioned a home rule government, and I thought about that. The city of Palestine is a home rule city type government, you know, mayor, general, city manager type form of government here, and we have our problems down here. And that probably would produce some problems up there when you have 6, 7 council members in your area and one city manager and a mayor. And when do the mayor vote as far as, you know, when his vote power comes into play up there? That would be very important in this home rule city taking over the schools there.
Mm-hmm. Well, now, we've never seen it before. We're wondering why Dallas, and wonder why this was passed in 1995. We pulled this up on the computer, and looking like that, see, this is... I always like to compliment my good producer. Liv was a good producer. The other Okie, I always get them from Oklahoma, from Zero U to produce my show. But they turn out to be pretty good. They turn out to be all right.
Reverend Barnett, could we put, if this come into play, what part of Texas government code and local government code would play in that? I want to say this right quick. When I heard the caller earlier on in the first hour say you're limited to 3 minutes when you speak at the city council meeting, and in those 3 minutes after you speak, the council members or the mayor or whomever up there is able to respond. Here in our city, as far as we know, that would be a violation of Texas Government Code 551, subchapter D, for them to respond. They're not supposed to respond.
What did you say that was?
That's in Texas Government Code 551.
Write that down. D. 551B or D?
D. Dog. D. Yes, that's the Texas Government Code. Now, here in Palestine, Mr. Wynn and I do use it quite a bit. We go to school board meetings, and they will inform you when they read that part about you can do your public speaking that they're not supposed to respond. Now, we have had some to respond at city council meeting, and I was very concerned, so I document those things. But they are not supposed to respond. Now, if it's an agenda item.
We're going to look that up. That's very interesting. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Texas Government Code, Mr. Wynn and I are very involved with that, and that's what our concern is here, the Texas Open Meeting Act and the Public Information Act. And these people here, if you're not careful, right there in the city of Dallas, Fort Worth and all, they are misusing or violating those the conflict of interest rules, the common law rules, and all of this. Someone needs to stay down there and sit down.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, James. I hate to cut you off, but I'm up against a break.
Yes, sir.
But I thank you for that information. All right. We're going to look that up. All right. Thank you. All right. We're up against a short break, and you can call us at 972-647-1893, and I'll be right back. Talking about support our public schools, the name of the group that's trying to change the Dallas Independent School District, trying to get rid of the Board of Trustees, and you have a trustee that's in on the deal. 972-647-1893. Are other trustees, are you scared to speak up? Are you scared to say? I don't know. What is it? It's something they must be putting in the water. I don't drink this same water y'all drinking. I don't know what it is. Lord have mercy. What's wrong with our people? 972-647-1893 if you want to reach us. Let's go to 92 and say good morning to Kevin. Ready? Good morning, Kevin.
Hey, good morning, Pastor Barnett. How you doing?
Fine. How are you this morning?
Doing quite well. I want to talk about two quick things. The support our schools, the project. I don't want anybody to get really, you kind of got to do glass. But a lot of times it's not about education, but don't overlook that how that would affect individuals and companies and corporations getting major contracts through the district with this change.
Oh, yeah. It's about money.
It's about money as well, and not about improving the quality of education. But also got to look at, this past year, how many contracts were scrutinized, how many businesses may have lost money because of individuals challenging contracts. So don't overlook that fact that it's not always about education, but I think BISD has a budget of about $1 billion.
Annually enormous spends about $1.3 billion. But now you also have an extremely large bond package that you sometimes can dip into. It's a multi-billion-dollar corporation.
Exactly. It's the thing I want to talk about. I heard a caller earlier was talking about how she's riding the bus and just in our community. I understand that we have the Grow South initiative, but if we don't have a Grow Employment initiative in our communities, then our communities are not going to thrive.
Man, that's a rape South. If you look at that thing instead of close, that's rape South. That's not Grow South.
I think it's sad that we are developing redeveloping communities, and the reflection of the folks who are building our communities do not the community. And I want people to understand that just because you hear of an individual who may be a minority prime, that prime may not be doing 100% of the work. That prime contractor or that prime developer may only be the face for the hub, the historically underutilized business.
Right.
But there's a much larger corporation who's using that hub as the face of the development and really controlling the project.
Who really makes the money.
Who's really making the money, who's really doing the hiring, and who's really putting the things in place that need to get done. So you kind of got to look behind the scenes and hold the folks who are partners in that hub and that prime-subprime relationship for doing the hiring. And so we really got to look at that in more detail because there's getting ready to be a lot of development. There's already a lot of development going on in our community, but when I drive down Lancaster and I look at the development project going up next to the Urban League, it doesn't reflect the population that the Urban League serves who's doing the building next door. Not to say that they have anything to do with that project, but it would seem like if they're serving about, right next door, there's some form of relationship, and they're serving about 80 to 90% African Americans coming to the Urban League, you ought to at least see 20 to 30 people rebuilding the urban village next door.
Well, you don't see hardly any of us over there working. I'd noticed that myself.
Exactly. So,
I can't say you haven't seen none because I haven't just stopped and stood and walked through there. But
I have.
You have? Did you see any of us working?
I didn't see any African Americans. If they were very well hidden. And I understand that there may be a prime minority contractor, but remember, it's who's behind the scene who may be really running the development project. So I think our community needs to be a little bit more educated on how development works in the city to better understand the process that this thing goes through. And I don't think we have a clear understanding of what it takes, to make this thing move.
All righty. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you for the information. All right. 972-647-1893. 972-647-1893 is the number to call. Let's go to line 3 and say good morning to Sandra. All righty? Good morning, Sandra.
Good morning, Reverend Barnett.
Good morning, Sandra. How you doing?
I was laying in the bed this morning, and tears came to my eyes to just think about how overwhelming it is. We have so many problems in our community, and there's so many people, like the people that called in this morning, they recognize what the problem is. They want to do something about it. And I think that here in Dallas is that we no longer have the jail turners, the lawyers who will try to help. We don't have the NAACP. It's all divided. And those of us that call into your radio show, we are just going to have to get together.
That's right.
We've got to. We're going to have to get together because we know what the problem is. And when you speak about the home rule and the school board member who's in support of that, he knows that he will be appointed. But
yes, he's not about to give himself up. No.
That's right. That's right. He knows that he's going to be one of those that are appointed. But you know something, Reverend Barnett? What we have to recognize is that he's already controlled. Whether we have an elected board or a appointed board, those that get elected are going to be controlled. And the problem that I have is, why do we keep voting for these same people?
Well, Sandra, I was looking at the elections returns the other day. For you not even mounting a campaign, you did awfully well. Had you put together anything, you would have won that easily.
You
got all those votes.
That's the reason why they had to. That's the reason why they had to. They knew that. They recognized that. And that's the reason why they had to come up with this incorrect interpretation. And it's frightening to me for a lawyer and a legislature to know that they were doing something that's unconstitutional and to think that I'm not going to do anything about it. I mean, that is frightening to me. And that's the way that we're kind of controlled. But Reverend Barnett, last week we had a lawyer, and I really was looking forward to capitalizing on all of these young lawyers that were running that lost. And I said, maybe we can find a place for them. Maybe if they help us in the civil rights struggle and take some of these woes to the court. And then to have that young man, Nigel Redmond, totally disregard and disrespect an elder in this community. I guarantee you those 2,000 people that voted for me voted against Nigel Redmond because he demonstrated a lack of respect, and he didn't think anything of it. He didn't think anything of lying to us. He was lying out of his teeth when he said he did not know or could not remember the name of his opponent.
I attribute that to his inexperience in youth. I don't really think he was trying to betray us or be facetious.
But when I pointed out to him, that impugned his integrity, and that he could have laid it on his
I don't even think he
said, I'm going to do whatever I want to do.
Yeah.
You don't.
No, I think he was just trying to say, hey, I'm running with a full speed, and I really don't want to help my opponent out, to help that person out.
But if he had said that would have been acceptable.
But Nigel is a very, very sharp, intellectual, good young man. I've known him since he was a child. I'll be honest, he's a friend to my children. And he's always been a brilliant young man. He really did not mean any harm with that. And I think...
well, that wasn't the only form that I saw him disrespect
But I didn't see those.
So you had to work with him. Then if you have his ear, you work with him and help him, because if he has a law degree, he has something to.
He's very he's brilliant. He is.
Brilliant. And he got defeated.
Well, but this is his first term. When he come back, I guarantee you, Nigel will win something even bigger than that, because he is a brilliant.
It doesn't have to be an elected office. It doesn't have to be
no,
an elected
but
office.
like you said, and I agree with you on this, a lot of those lawyers could come and work with the civil rights community and show people really what they are all about. They're more than just college graduates. They have more just than a Juris Doctorate, but they're concerned about their people. And really, if they begin to work in the community, people will begin to know them and trust them, and they can win elected offices. I was so impressed to see so many young people, young African Americans. Wow, and look at the number of women. God have mercy. It was a lot of women with Juris Doctorates running and everything. These people can get involved in the community and help all people. Yes. Mm-hmm.
And that's what we need. But we need to take control of the NAACP. Mm-hmm. We've got to have an organization that has some respect with white people, because they fear the NAACP, but they keep us so divided. I mean, we're just so divided in this city. The NAACP, I doubt, has 50 members in it, and I doubt that of all those 69 lawyers that were running, the majority of them African Americans, even have a $10 membership card, much less come to the meetings.
Well, Sandra,
and
you know what? That's our fault. We who've gone through this era should have taught our children better.
Yes.
We didn't do it.
We have failed.
Now we're paying the price for it, for not teaching them. We got them. We gave them everything they wanted. Most of us were blessed to give them whatever they needed, and we made them think it was like this all the way.
And iPods.
And remember, I've talked about this on this program over the years. I've been here almost 30 years now, and I've talked about this. Now it's coming back to bite us, and it's biting us hard too. And they have
that lady was describing a horrible situation with DART, and DART is in its 20th year of creation, and this is the year that we can recall DART. And I think that we've got to do that. But she can't fight it by herself. I can't fight it by myself.
Well, we're going to have to
organize. Fight it by himself.
Yeah,
that's exactly what we're going to have to do. We're going to have to organize, and I think that we need to organize on a vehicle that's already in place.
We'll look. Okay, we'll see about it. All right, we thank you for your call.
How about Reverend Barnett for president of the NAACP?
No. Reverend Barnett have done very well by just being Reverend Barnett. I've gotten, some of the biggest projects ever been in this city. I've gotten them passed by myself because I found I might, but whoever. But I found out when you involve a whole bunch of us in the nuts and bolts, it don't get done. Sometimes you have to go out there and know what you're doing. Get 2 or 3 people to work with you and go right ahead and make it look like you got the masses with you, and you can get things done. All right, thank you. All righty. 972-647-1893, 972-647-1893. Let's go on, and I'll take this one. The anonymous female, let's see if she's still there. All right. Are you there? Oh, she's gone again. Please. 972-647-1893. What do you think? What do you think about our school system? Believe me, those of you in the suburb, you need to be listening. Because if Dallas falls, you see, it'll take a rocket, a missile, or a nuclear weapon to knock Dallas down with this. But if Dallas falls, they're going to knock you down with a cap pistol. You're going to fall into this same thing. You will have no rule in your schools. So if Dallas goes, so the rest of this metropolitan area go too. I mean all of it, every city. Fort Worth too. You're nothing but a suburb. But anyway, we are just letting you know. You're not exempt from this. You need to be in on this because, believe me, if Dallas go this route, you're going the same direction. Believe me. 972-647-1893. All right, let's go back to line 1 and say good morning to Nick. All righty, good morning, Nick.
Howdy.
How are you?
I'm wonderful. How about yourself?
Fine, fine.
I just wanted to commend you. I heard that you mentioned, that basically some of the responsibility, we failed to raise our kids, I guess in the best way. We try to give them the best life possible, and we overlook. It's too, I don't know, it's almost like we love them too much. But regardless, the one thing I was going to mention was when you were mentioning something about how you would give a guy money for some food and he would actually go get the food. Mm-hmm. My question is, I have trouble with that sometimes because I always seem to pick the wrong guy, because I'm an addict and alcoholic. So I completely understand where it's not about necessity or it's not about being sincere. Mm-hmm. When you give that money to them, they don't really have a choice. When they're in the midst of their sickness, they don't have a choice. They're gonna go out, get drugs or alcohol.
Yeah, and that's what I was talking about, Nick. Because usually down through the years, I give them money, and guess what? They'll go toward the store, then they'll go around it, they head straight to the drug house. Now, this guy went in there and bought him something to eat and came out with a hot dog, and he was actually eating. So awesome. I was glad to see it because
that's awesome.
Yeah, I was. He don't know how thrilled I was to see that he went and bought him something to eat and didn't go straight to the drug dealer. The drug peddler. He's not a dealer. But I tell you what, Nick, hang on. Let's take a short break. Can you hang? I'll put him on hold. Okay, we'll be right back. All right, man. Do it back on Church Information and Open Forum. I'm Marion Barnett, your host. I think we had Nick on the line already. Let's go back to line 1. Nick, are you still there?
Yes, I am.
Okay, go right ahead, Nick.
I just have one comment, and then I'll get off. But basically, in a situation like that, ultimately, I believe really that responsibility relies on each one of us for improving our lives. However, I also understand the other side of that, where if you can't see a way out, if you don't see any light at the end of the tunnel, it's damn hard to know which way to go or to make that first step. Because I was there at one point, and that's where. I don't know if any program or anything is going to really help as much as people have to get involved and mentor people and show them, that hey, things can get better. And it takes a lot of work, and I'm always looking for ways to help because I've been there and I do understand that, hey, when you're hopeless, when you don't see any possible way to improve the situation, it's a bad place. It's a real
well, now, there's a center right here in a building across from this building where the station is. Sure. If you come over here at 5353 Maple, this is where the station is. We have law offices and everything in this building, but go right behind this building. It's a single-story building. They have some offices there and people there working in that. We need to get as many people as we can involved because there are nearly enough beds for good treatment and rehab, and it's just so much needed. We've got people who defended this country, walking the streets hungry. A lot of times these fellas got hooked on drugs in Vietnam and the Gulf Wars and different things like that, defending this nation. And this nation turns their back on these people. It's a bad situation. You were one who was blessed enough to rise above this, but everybody don't get the same treatment as you might have received. You were blessed, and I thank God that you're willing. Just come over to the office right behind this building, and you'll see it. You'll see the sign out there. I'll tell you what, we'll have Greg Barber coming on in a few minutes. And Greg will give you the number to call these people if you want to volunteer some of your time. All right?
All right.
Okay. All right. Thank you. All right. 972-647-1893. We're still talking about support our public schools. Hey, that's what they call themselves. Is it support or let's dynamite our public schools. All right, let's go to line 2 and say good morning to Paul. All righty. Good morning, Paul.
Hello.
Yes, go right ahead.
How you doing?
I'm fine, Paul. You all right?
Oh, I'm doing all right. It's kind of early in the morning, but I'm doing okay.
Ah, the early bird catch the worm.
Yeah. I just want to say that a lot of the problems, in society today, people kind of make their own. They make their own situations. You know what I mean?
Well, we as human beings with a depraved nature, we all make mistakes. Every single one of us, every one of us, have sinned and fallen short of His glory. So we all make mistakes. But where are the opportunities for all of us to rise above some of the things that we've done in our lives? The opportunity is not there. The playing ground is not level.
Well, I kind of think that that's not true.
Why would you say that's not true?
The playing ground is more level than you may want to think.
Why would you say that? Give me some example. Hello?
Yeah. I don't know. Everything I think I need to say may sound cliched. I've been a blues. I've been a blues musician for. I was a blues musician for 25, 30 years. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been all over. Dallas and Fort Worth and all that, and everything I have heard has been, why can't we do this? Why can't we do that? Well, there are opportunities to do that. And this is going to sound cliche, but my son, who's 14 years old and a musician, his best friend is a young black man who is very smart. He's very kind. He's a great guy. And you know what? He doesn't buy into the poor me thing.
No, I don't think most of our people buy into that. But we do face the reality that the playing ground is not level. But we have many children that make it, and hopefully this young man makes it and do well in life. But I still say the playing ground, no, it's not level. It's not nearly about. There's still an uphill climb to the bottom for some people.
Okay, and why is it not level? Give me an example.
Racism is still alive and well. Bigotry and racism is still alive and well. Bigotry and hatred is still there. There are people who are still in denial on both sides of the aisle. But we still want to make sure that every child have an equal opportunity, and it starts at home, then it moves to the schools. But now, if you take our schools away from us, and which they basically have, we don't control our schools, and take them even farther away by getting specialized people to run our schools and to run our situations for us, it's going to even make it less unlevel than it is now. So we have got to stand up, we've got to fight, we've got to make things better, and when we make things better for us, we make things better for everybody, because everybody.
That's right. Okay, everybody. Mm-hmm. You said the right word. Everybody.
But we're at the bottom, so we have to fight.
No,
hard.
you're not. You're not.
Yes, we're at the bottom. We're at the bottom. Oh, yes.
If you're at the bottom, it's of your own choice.
No.
No, now wait a minute.
No. Now I tell you what. Now, let me say this. I think it's a little early in the morning for you. Did you play a gig last night?
Do I?
Did you play a gig last night?
No, I didn't.
Well, did you? I think you've had a tardy or two this morning, haven't you? All right, we thank you for your call. We thank you.
You're playing.
No, I'm not playing. I can tell when people are inebriated.
Okay?
No, I can tell when people are inebriated. Come back, call me when you haven't had a tardy.
When he goes to school.
All right, we thank you. 972-647-1893. Let's go to line 3 and say good morning to Dr. Edwards. Amen. Good morning, Doc.
Hey, Reverend Barnett, how you doing?
I'm fine. You all right?
Man, what is going on? What's wrong with this guy? This guy.
Yeah. I think he sipped early this morning.
Let me say this.
Mm-hmm.
That's the typical, because most whites are in it now. They're not going to admit that racism plays a major part. Okay, in how we function. All right. First of all, he's not where he talked about this guy. Listen to what he said. He said, "Oh, my son he's a friend. He's a musician. He's his best friend." What about the girl? If you really, the litmus test is that if his daughter's best friend is a black guy, that would be a different. He's dating a girl. She's dating a girl. That's well. You really want to find out where a white guy says if he is okay with a black guy dating his daughter, probably don't have no problem at all. Okay, but always a guy. Oh, he's my best friend. All this. But anyway, I come to tell you that I am so thankful, and you need to go down in the history books in this country as one of the most courageous men that's ever walked the face of this earth. And I say that because people don't really know how dedicated I am to making sure that people get good health care.
Right.
You are able to bring a couple of the candidates on, and I think Bonnie Goldstein really...
She wiped him out.
She wiped him out. But that's not, she didn't wipe him out on her own. Now, make sure she understands this, that when she came on your show, and when she left your show, because there ain't nobody even heard of her, and after she left your show, this girl goes out and wipes a man who was an incumbent. Okay? Now, how important is that? Because, Reverend Barnett, my fight has been, over the last 17 years, is that we need to balance, we need to get people, and in this city in particular, and across America, good health care. The people, doctors who want to be good doctors, doctors, most of them do. And that the legal system has really kept us governed to bring that kind of health care. And I've been trying to do that, but I'm saying...
Man, you made house calls. You drive all down in the country to see people. And I do know those who had insurance, they held back on you. And then you used to wait on folks even if they didn't have any money. It's not
about money, Reverend Barnett. That's the thing that people need to recognize. Yeah, doctors do fairly well in the monetary system, but that's not what this profession is about. This profession is about service. Right. This is about the same thing you do. You preach every Sunday. You're trying to bring some information to people so they can have a better life. And I call in just to tell you, I thank you. You need to go down in history as one of the greatest men. Nobody don't really know all about Reverend Barnett. You're not on a TV show. But the fact that we were able to we're starting to get the judicial system, the kind of people that we need, and I think Bonnie may be fairly fair in doing what she's doing, but because you brought her on, it has actually. This is going to be. It's going to be good here. It's going to be better. Let me put it like that. So we just working on better. I want to thank you for it. I'm going to put you in my book. I'm working on a book currently, and you're going to be all over the book, Reverend Marion Barnett. So I do thank you, man. I'm saying this from the bottom of my heart. You've been a real soldier in this, and you didn't really have to.
All righty. I thank you, Dr.
You know, I don't cry much, but boy, I tell you, when I thought about it this morning, I said, boy, it's still dry some tears out of it. But I do thank you, Reverend.
All right.
And anything I can do for you, let me know.
All right, thank you, Doc. All right, appreciate it. 972-647-1893. Bring Joe on. All righty. All right, good morning, Joe.
Hey, Reverend Barnett, how you doing?
Fine, you doing all right?
Oh, yeah, good.
Mm-hmm.
Been a while since I talked to you. I'm a contributor to your show.
All right.
I just wanted to touch base real quick. There was a lady on a while ago. She was talking about the homeless children staying in motels and riding buses with all the clothes they got in.
That's been on my mind ever since she said that.
It was very touching, but I want to flip the script just a little bit. We have to be careful that we don't become enablers of a problem. And it is very diligent that we recognize management problems from a pure economic problem. Some problems are management problems. You got a lot of children trying to raise children. They do not have the management skills. You got a lot of these single mothers. They are trying to run households. They're not equipped. There's not a man there. When the child's bicycle chain jumps off 2 or 3 times, the child run in the house, tell her mama her bicycle tore up. She tell them to put it in the trash. They're going to get another one. And she got some old man she laid up in there sleeping with. He's too lazy, and he doesn't know how to fix the chain. And so some other minority come along and pick this stuff up out of the trash, fix it, and will sell it back to us in a yard sale. And we will buy it and think we've got to do it. I see this happen all the time. It's so much good trash put out. It is so much, listen, it is so much good trash put out. We call it trash. Lawnmowers, bicycles, strollers, you name it. And these
man, I can put those things out and go back outdoors in 30 minutes, they're gone.
Hey, Mr. Barnett, I know a guy, he told me he makes about $1,000 to $2,000 a week picking up good bicycles, good weedies, good lawnmower, because these women are sleeping with these old guys. And they're
Joe, I hate to cut you off. Call me next week. Make sure you call me. I got to get my job line in, okay? But, make sure you call me with the same information next week.
I will.
All right. Okay, let's bring on Mr. Greg Barber. And those who call in, this will be it. Greg, you there?
Yes, I am, Reverend Barnett.
All righty. Are there any jobs out there?
There are some jobs out here this morning on SAT Jobline Solutions and Action Today Jobline, brought to you every Saturday morning during church information and open forum here on Knon 89.3, the voice of the people. This morning on the Jobline, we have Johnson Controls is looking for customer service representative. They're asking you to apply online at www.johnsoncontrols.com. Once again, that web address is www.johnson, controls, controls.com. Mac Gray Intelligent Laundry Systems is looking for a warehouse technician. They're asking you to email your resume to MacGray, MacGray04@yahoo.com. Once again, they're asking you, Mac Gray is looking for it. Mac Gray Intelligent Laundry Systems is looking for a warehouse technician. They're asking you to email your resume to MacGray04@yahoo.com. Triple C Parts is looking for a warehouse associate. They're asking you to apply online at www.truckpro.com/careers with an S. Once again, that web address is www.truckpro.com/careers with an S. AC Supply Company is looking for a warehouse driver. They're asking you to email your resume to info@acessupplycompany.com. Once again, that email address is info@acessupply.com. Unique Stainless Designs is looking for a production worker. The number for inquiry is 214-475-3525. Once again, that's Unique Stainless Designs is looking for a production worker. The number for inquiry is 214-475-3525. If you are a child-loving patient and energetic individual who would like to work in a daycare setting, the number for inquiry is 972-290-4995. Once again, if you are a child-loving patient and energetic individual who would like to work in a daycare setting, the number for inquiry is 972-290-4995. If you are a person affected by addiction and need assistance with their recovery or an ex-offender trying to make the transition back to mainstream society and need assistance with job search, the number for inquiry is 214-634-2722. Once again, that number is 214-634-2722. Today is a good day if they're looking for a job to find one. Let me repeat that. Today is a good day if they're looking for a job to find one. And with that, we bring our SAT job line to a close.
Thank you, Greg. Great job as always. And I also like to thank Total Precision Handgun Licensing. Thank you for supporting this show. Again, you're supporting us. We thank you. Thank any of you. Any of you corporations need to underwrite. Any of you companies or business underwrite. Call me, and we'll help get you on the air where you can get this good underwriting and get your business on down the road. I'm the senior pastor of Heavenly Joy Church. We're located at Bruden and Masters in the city of Dallas. Service beginning at 11 o'clock on Sunday mornings, 9:30, Sunday school. And like everybody is invited. Got to get out of here, got to run. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful week, and bye-bye.
KNON 89.3 FM in Dallas and Fort Worth, the voice of the people.
Business owners, tell KNON's listeners about your business. You can put your business or event on KNON. KNON currently has space available to run announcements for you. Tell KNON's listeners about your goods, services, nightclub, concert, or event. Help keep the voice of the people on the air while putting your information on the air. KNON's been named the #1 radio station in Dallas by both the Dallas Observer and D Magazine. Put your business with Dallas's #1 station. Call now for more information at 214-828-9500, extension 227, or extension 233. For more information, go to KNON.org and click on the Run Spots on KNON page. It's a great way for your business to support community radio while letting more people know about you.